Hello again, devoted fan base. This is gonna be part 3 of my trip to DC. Um, Single-handedly the better day, mainly because it was the last one, and we barely had anything planned. A lot of it was just, okay, we're gonna do these two things, and then we're gonna do, we're gonna improv. So, yeah, I'm gonna get into it. Okay, so we started at the same time that we did yesterday, so like 7:30-ish. Again, to get a good spot in the parking lot. um, like everything was started out as normal. So we had a very long train ride ahead of us. And so we were gonna go to the Capitol building for a tour. No, not the White House, apparently, which I was a little bit upset about. But, so our tour is at like 10:20, and we got there like an hour early. So we just kind of like walked around the buildings, looking around. And so there were these two classes of high schoolers. Like they were there on like a field trip. And I swear this one followed us everywhere. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. So, like, we're at the Capitol, we're taking pictures and stuff, and, like, we're outside. And, there's this one big class, right? They're kind of just, like, walking around, and like even before we were like taking pictures at the Capitol, we were at the adjacent building of I think it might have been the Jefferson building, but I'm not sure. And like it was pretty big. Like it had a couple of statues, a couple of fountains, and so they were all there with us. Like we could not exist without them, apparently. So, like, we were there, like, by ourselves and, like, a few other families. And then they just kind of waltzed on in there. We were outside, but, like, same thing. And, like, we move on to the Capitol building, and here they come, following us, like, a bunch of lost puppies. And then we were like trying to figure out what to do because we didn't know if we could like go in the building or not, like way before our tour. So like eventually we just kind of like went down to where the visitor center is, and the lady was like, "Oh yeah, you can like hang here for a while. We don't care." And so we went to go use the bathroom, right? I walk out of the bathroom, and wouldn't you know, this class is here. And like I walk in, there being like nobody, like very vacant. Walk out, and I'm like, "Where's my dad? Why is there so many people here?" Eventually, we found my dad, and we were going to the gift shop. We spent over $100 in the gift shop, and we got out of there just in time because that class was getting in there. At this point, it's like 9:45, so we have like 20 minutes to just kind of fool around in the Capitol. So we were like, okay, it's a little bit late to go in the cafeteria, so we're gonna do that after. So we sat at a bench in between a few statues on like I am assuming it was the ground floor, unless there was like some secret government like basement. So we just kind of sat there for 20 minutes. Me and Dad like walked around at this and looking at the statues and stuff, and before our tour, we had to meet our guide by a astronaut statue named Jack. So we're like, okay, that's easy. And of course, it didn't have any benches by it, so we kind of sat at like bench adjacent. Again, sat there for 20 minutes. And once it reached like 10:05, we were like, okay, we have to wait. This is the deadline. We can't fool around anymore. Because we had to like be at the statue like 15 minutes prior. And again, we were just playing on our phones. And then our tour guide, well, okay, before that, wouldn't you know, we see that class again. Because their tour was at 9:30. And then, like, they were all, like, pushing each other, basically, off the escalator. Because they were all on their phones and, like, falling over each other. And so, eventually our tour guide came and we, like, walked around, where the tours were. And, like, that lasted about an hour. And so, in one of the round rooms that I forgot the name of, we were like, there was like a little place in the center where we could like rub our shoe for good luck, because in the original, well, in another one, there was the same thing, but like so many people did it that it was just kind of like caving in, so you couldn't do that anymore. And now it's bad luck. And, so we did that. And then Mom was like, yeah, we need that after yesterday. Actually, after the past couple days. And then she was like, wait a minute. Get real close and personal with y'all. We left our $120 souvenirs on the ground floor by itself on a bench. Yeah. We were all freaking out about that. So our tour guide was like, oh, you can go to one of the coat check ladies and they probably have it if somebody turned it in. So we were like, okay. He was like, don't worry, this tour is basically over anyway. And spoiler alert, they had it. Somehow. They rebagged it and stuff because they were probably like really suspicious of it. But yeah, that happened. And then we went to the cafeteria to have lunch. It was, I would say it's the more expensive lunch because it technically was, but we got dessert, which is why it was much more expensive. And yeah, it was actually really good. And wouldn't you know, that class came in, and I said to my mom, if these guys follow us to the National Air and Space Museum, I'm gonna scream. Luckily they didn't, so nobody got to see that side of me yet. And so I tried this Lipton drink. It was like mango and white peach tea. It was along those lines, but it was really good. But like, it wasn't as vibrant as I was hoping, but it's fine. It was still pretty good. But anyway. And after that, we went to National Archives. They don't allow pictures like at all in there. So that way, like, I guess so none of the documents like fade over time or something. But yeah, it was like even frowned upon to like take out your phone, I think. Or maybe my dad told me that so that way it wouldn't be on my phone. But anyway, and sorry. And I just want to get this out. But there was a guy in there who looked exactly like Andrew Tate. But and like he had his son with him. I'm assuming it's his son. And then he started talking to him, and I was like, oh, close one. But yeah, like we just kind of went to the round room that I forgot the name of. It's called like Rotary or something. And we just kind of went in there and then left. We went to the National Air and Space Museum. I was in heaven. But yeah, we ended the day like very abruptly. And actually earlier than either days, I think. I forgot what we did for dinner, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, Friday we went home. It was 10 hours. It's very boring actually. But yeah, that's it. I don't know what my next long form video is gonna be, cause I have a couple ideas, but they're all like commentary based. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. See you in the next one.